Night, a memoir written by Nobel Peace Prize winner Elie Wiesel, is a heart-wrenching tale of a young man's experience in multiple concentration camps during the Holocaust. Eliezer, the main character and the protagonist of the memoir, details the atrocities he faced at Auschwitz and Buchenwald. The 15-year-old boy was sent to the ghetto in Hungary before his family was forced to make the cramped and devastating journey to Auschwitz in Poland. Eliezer defines himself as an extremely devout Jewish youth. He believes that he has a special relationship with God, and he wants to continue his education in the Jewish faith. That is, before he was taken to the camps. While in the camps, Eliezer has to face many acts of violence that shock and disturb him. He and his father are separated from his mother and three sisters. They will never see each other again. Throughout his time in the camps, Eliezer comes to realize that these acts of violence will never stop. The Nazis in charge will never see him or those of his faith as human. He has resigned himself to the fate that awaits him. We all know the outcome of World War II and the fate of Hitler and his supporters. Wiesel, a Holocaust survivor, shares his experiences of the death of his family and the death of his innocents in hopes of educating the masses. The history of the Holocaust must never be forgotten, lest we be doomed to repeat it. Wiesel is an active supporter of human rights and has used his tragic past to prevent and help survivors of genocide around the world. There is a plethora of themes that are present throughout the memoir. Wiesel has crafted a beautiful narrative that explains his pain, suffering, and struggle through the war. Some of the essential questions that the memoir asks are: what does it mean to be human? What role does the author's experience play in the construction of an effective narrative? And finally, how do feelings of anger and sadness affect one's life? These are three of the essential questions that are presented in the novel. I believe that Elie Wiesel has provided an excellent commentary and foundation to begin a discussion on these three questions. Humanity is at the heart of Eliezer's survival. In order to survive the violence that surrounded him, it was imperative that he clung to the humanity inside of him. If he let that go, he would have nothing left to live for. The themes of this novel are incredibly well developed, and I look forward to discussing them with my students. This book is an extremely quick read that is filled with symbolism and imagery. The book has a very tragic tone to it, and personally it makes me incredibly emotional. The way Wiesel uses figurative language to mask the ugliness of war is tragically beautiful and heart-wrenching. This is a book that everyone should read at some point in life. Night is one of the books that has stuck with me throughout my entire life. I read it for the first time when I was 17 years old. I would classify this book as a life changer. This book has made me open my eyes to the social injustices around me and the injustices that have been done around the world. This book is beautiful, heartbreaking, and eye-opening. Eliezer evokes emotions that are so deeply hidden that you have no choice but to read the book in one sitting. Pick up your copy today.